Okay, we are live. I'm going to wait for a couple of minutes, wait till I see some viewers. Oh, Richard, we are live.
What is up?
Can you hear me?
Yep. Can you hear
Okay.
me?
Yeah, I don't have my regular equipment. I can't hear myself through the earbuds, so I just want to make sure you can hear me. Wait for a few more people to start watching. Try to pull something up here because I want to see something here. Okay. Wait for the feed to be shared in the group. Okay, we have 3 viewers so far. At least what I can see with this new Facebook thing. We may have more. I don't know. I'll go ahead and get started. First of all, there was a post put out there, which I expected to happen, by Classic Shields in their group, saying some things about me. Some things were true, some things were not true. I'm going to address the things that are true. This is a pull up the picture so I can remember what they said. And I apologize. I'm kind of impromptu. We had some tornadoes in the area. We've had 90 minutes of straight hail, and my internet signal is kind of iffy. So if I go off the screen, you'll understand why. Okay, I'm trying to find the post about me.
We are live in the group, and we are live and love
Awesome.
those wrestling belts as well.
Awesome. Okay, perfect. Okay. I don't have the usual setup, guys. This was kind of impromptu. I meant to go live earlier, but we've been dodging storms. We've had tornadoes in the area. We've had hour and a half to 2 hours straight, I kid you not, of large hail. And it just ended a few minutes ago. First of all, I want to start off. I'm going to go full screen here for a second. This is a Classic Shields Dome Globe. Okay. It is a beautiful belt. They do great work. I don't dispute that. I never, ever disputed that. The plates turned out great. We did have an issue with the paint on the original set of side plates. They did make it good. I do have to repaint the grommets because they stuck together, which happens when paint is not dry before they're shipped. But anyway, this all started last week when Classic Shields posted about Tamaj Williams saying that he was misrepresenting their product. Let me bring you back up. Sorry. He was misrepresenting their product. He did a review, which was an honest review. He covered everything. It was very thorough. It was a very positive review. We talked about this on the show last week on Spanning the Globe. Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate that. Perfect. Okay. We addressed this on the show. Had Tamaj come on the show, give his side of the story. And I won't rehash all of it, but basically their issue with Tamaj is that he bought that belt at a discount. He hit them up in a PM saying, I'm looking for I think it was a scratch logo, Big Eagle. They said, well, we have one that's usually $1,600. We'll discount it to you for $900. Thank you, Andy. Appreciate that. And if any of the regulars want to come on here and join me, that's fine. You don't have to. Just whatever. I expect Kevin maybe be on here in a little bit. Anyway, so they told him they have a $1,600 Big Eagle. They normally charge $1,600. They would sell to him for $900 at a discount. He said, okay, show me pictures. They showed him pictures. He sent the money. They shipped the belt. Transaction closed. At some point in time, I'm skipping way ahead. I don't want to get into all the details. That's all been hashed out in his post. They decided that he should tell people he paid half price for that belt. They said it should have been included as part of his review, which some people do that. Some people don't. It's not a requirement, but for some reason they wanted people to know that he did post that he did pay a discounted price. But they changed the reason for the discount. They never mentioned that the belt had old art on it. They did not mention that the belt had scratches until he did the review. And I've got the screenshots to prove this. So I know there's a lot of people out there, and one of these people is Justin McEachern. This grumpy old man is talking to you. I don't need serious medication. If you want to read the screenshots that I posted in my group about my experience and then come back and say that, I welcome that. I agree. I'm fine with that. So anyway, we came to his defense because he did nothing wrong. He was selling the belt. He sold it for, I believe, more than what he paid for it, which is his right to do so. He's either going to sell it for that price or less or whatever somebody's willing to pay for it. That was his option. It's his belt now. But it was misrepresented when he bought the belt, what was wrong with it. So fast forward to last night. They wanted him. Oh, they paid him $50 back because he had the scratches on it. Well, once he accepted the $50, they said, well, you need to take your post down because that's why we paid you the $50. That was not part of the deal. So fast forward to last night, I posted because I didn't want him sitting out on that limb alone because there is apparently a pattern of this kind of treatment by Classic Shields toward their customers. And this is not a hate. This is not a hate video. This is not a hate video. Like I said, Classic Shields does a great job. They did a wonderful job on this Dome Globe. I've seen a handful of their work in my hands through the leather business. I did a couple of NWA blue tags that they did. Absolutely beautiful. I had in my hands 10 pounds of silver that they did. I thought the plates might be a little bit small, but the work was absolutely beautiful. I can't argue with the kind of work they do. They do top quality work. The issue I have is their customer service and lack of communication. Is that right, Richard?
I totally agree with that part.
Okay.
Their work is phenomenal, but the customer service
sucks.
Not that,
sucks. Yes.
Yeah, it sucks.
Now that doesn't mean I hate Classic Shields. Absolutely, I don't hate Classic Shields. I don't.
Not at all.
They are over there to make money, just like anybody else. I have no beef with that. But when you go and attack a customer in a post because they give an honest review, which was a positive review. Did you see the review he did? The video review on YouTube?
I thought it was really good. Yeah,
it was a positive review. Didn't say anything bad about them. I think the one thing he did say, and they didn't really touch on this, was that for the money he paid, that he expected a little bit better quality. And there were some issues with it. There were some scratches on it. He didn't mention it in the review, by the way. This was after he posted it for sale. This came up. So anyway, I posted my entire experience with the plates I received from them for this belt right here. And I won't rehash all that either, but basically it was a 25-month wait after I was quoted 10 months. Their communication was horrible. I would go weeks asking for updates. They wouldn't update me. Then when I finally did get updates, it was the same update. They finally shipped the plates. When they sent me the shipping tracking number, I think I got if I remember correctly, I'm relying on memory here, but I believe I got the plates in within a week, at least within 7 days. I got them. I was very happy. I did a live unboxing of those plates and noticed that when I pull the plastic off of the side plates, the paint where the flags are had stuck to the plastic. And when you peel the plastic away from it, it leaves a dull spot there. And there's some splotchy areas where it was I guess a flat color, I guess you could say. So I messaged them, told them, hey, and I showed them the video. They saw the video. And so they told me how to fix the paint, which was basically to strip the paint completely and repaint these flags myself. Now, they're big on how much on telling people what you paid for the belt. I paid $1,850 for these plates. $1,850. For that kind of price, you expect to not have to fix the belt, not to fix the plates. Am I wrong, Richard? You feel the same way?
You're not expected to paint your own plates, regardless.
Yeah. So I stripped the paint. It worked just like they said. It was just when I started to paint, and if you look at these plates, I mean, there's some intricate detail, especially in this Australian flag. You got the little white stars over here on the Canada flag. You got the the stripes right here and this right here. I had to go buy paint and figure out some way to get inside these lines. Japan was pretty easy. That was pretty easy.
Yeah.
And the main plate was fine. I had no issues with the main plate. It was just the side plates. Now, what they said was that wasn't our fault. That was not our fault. Okay. I've received many, many dome globes in the mail from makers to put on leather and sell. I've never had that issue. Now, what they said in their post today about me, and I'm kind of jumping ahead of myself here. This is what they said. They said, I'm not going to put the screenshot up. I'm just going to read what they said. Mark Maggard placed an order for a dome globe in October 2021. That's true. His order was delayed because for over 2 years, we were occupied with construction for our new workshop and the subsequent relocation. They did do that. They did do that. What they left out was they were cranking out belts right and left during this relocation. But they explained this. During this time, we were primarily focused on producing belts that were already prepared for leather, but crafting a handmade dome globe without the necessary workshop equipment was not feasible. They never, ever explained this to me.
Nope.
All they told me was they were moving workshops. They had posted about this. But
I remember when you ordered it.
But at the same time, they were cranking out crumb rinds, big gulls, winged eagles, intercontinentals. So these were going, I mean, several at a time. Every week they were posting this stuff.
I think we're working on custom belts as well.
Yeah,
because I know that for a fact.
Yeah. I'm gonna put the comments up as we go. I'm sorry, I don't have my regular equipment set up because it takes too much time and it's just kind of impromptu. Less than stellar is a good way to put it, I guess. Yeah. So okay, I'm gonna read this. Continue to read this. He paid $1,800 for the plates. Actually, it's $1,850. We created an updated version that cost $3,240. That is true. They told me they had updated the version to be more accurate to what's on the Dome Globe book, which I appreciated, by the way. Although we could have produced the previous version, it lacked updates and final improvements due to the delay in the order. Oops. Sorry, I'm trying to fix this phone here. Okay, this is the part that I don't believe is true, and I'll tell you why. Upon completion of the plates, when we shipped them, they got stuck at Dubai Airport for a few weeks. I'll show you this. Oops. Let me see that or not. You can't see that. It's white.
Well, that was posted in the group as well, right?
That was posted in their group. That's on the Classic Shields
okay.
page, which I cannot see. Right here, this part right here. It says, upon completion of the plates, when we shipped them, they got stuck at Dubai Airport for a few weeks due to unforeseen circumstances, resulting in paint impressions on the side plates due to weather changes. That is an absolute lie. An absolute lie. And the reason why is because it wasn't there for a few weeks. When they gave me the shipping tracking number, I got the plates within 7 days. So that didn't happen. And this is the first time I've heard this story. They didn't, and the screenshots are in the Wide World of Belts group. So go look at those screenshots. The entire conversation for the day I ordered until I received the replacement plates are there. Every single detail, including the day he sent me the tracking and the day I received and told him I had an issue with the plates. It was not a few weeks. It was a week, maybe 10 days to most. Rob. So anyway, I did. Okay. Let me back up here, catch my thoughts here. I'm sorry. I threw this together at the last minute because of the storms. One thing they said was true. Since I find it. Okay. We did our best to assist him by providing videos on how to remove the paint and repaint the plates. Yes, they did. He successfully removed the paint, but struggled applying new paint. That's true. I'm not a painter. We then offered to make new sides for him. Yes, after I argued with them, after I made it public. And what I did is I think I put a post up. I've since taken it down because of a little back and forth with him, just saying that I had to repaint the plates. That's all I said.
Yep.
This upset them. They did not want anybody to know I had a paint issue. So anyway, we then offered to make new side plates for him after arguing back and forth with me about that post. They agreed to send me the new side plates if I would take that post down, which I did. We crafted new side plates according to the specified wait time. They did. And upon receiving them, he expressed satisfaction. Yes, I did. However, he reneged on his word that he wouldn't criticize the plates if he received new ones without issue. That is absolutely right. That is absolutely right.
Yep.
I did. Now, the reason I did this, I'm going to explain why I did this. Now, this may be justified. It may not be justified. I'll leave that to you guys to judge. I had the screenshots in my possession all this time and had planned on never showing those to anyone unless asked because of somebody else's experience. This issue with Tamaj Williams came up, and the same treatment he was getting from them over his review is the same treatment I got over the fact I had to repaint these side plates. So I thought, because he's out there on that limb by himself, that somebody needs to post their experience in support of him, just to show that this is not a one-time deal. This is a pattern of behavior. So I did go back on my word. I mean, you're hearing this right now, and if Classic Shields is watching this, you're not telling anybody anything that I'm not admitting to, okay? You're not telling anybody anything new. By the way, most people know how you treat them, and a lot of people aren't saying anything because you're holding their orders hostage. So this morning in my inbox, I had a message from Muhammad Kaleem Irfan, very upset about that. So we had a long conversation back and forth with each other. In the process, he asked me, he said, where did we ever keep anybody's money didn't produce or whatever, this and that. And I'm not going to mention the guy's name, a friend of mine had placed an order with them, waited longer than he felt like he should. He canceled the order, did not get his deposit back. So I told them, I said, this guy canceled his order, did not get his deposit back. So they asked a few questions, and within 10 minutes, he got his deposit back minus a $2.50 fee. So I did accomplish something with him. And I also asked him if they would remove, no, I didn't ask them. I demanded. I said, now for the post about Tamaj Williams being a scammer. I said, here's another issue they have with him. In his video review, it wasn't the review they had a problem with. It was the comments in the review on YouTube, where some
You froze up there for a minute. Mark, you're frozen up. Mark's frozen up. He'll be back. He's just having issues with his service over there. Well, my take on the whole thing, like we said, Classic Shields does great work. They do have to work on their customer service. They do have to work on their updates. I don't believe people should have to wait as long as Mark did for actually having just plates. We do understand perfection. You can't rush perfection. Things take time. But when you're cranking out all these belts and you're saying you're under construction with the new place, and you know you're still cranking out these belts, you're still cranking out custom belts and everything with no problems. But for ordering just plates, that wait time was just ridiculous, and then have to deal with the paint issue. Is what we're trying to do is we're trying to tell you need to step up on the customer service. You need to step up on the updates, and if you know that there's a certain belt that's going to be hot, why not have that in stock if you know that's your best seller? And don't overload yourself to the point where you can't catch up. But I'm going to let Mark take over from here.
Fading out. Let me see if I can.
And like we said, it's just a customer service. Of course, you're not going to get a belt back within a month or two. I own secondhand Classic Shields belt because I know the quality of the Classic Shields belt. Would I ever purchase one outright? I'm going to be honest. No, I won't. Because of wait time. I will always buy it secondhand. Why? Because I like the quality of the Classic Shields belts. I own at least 5 or 6 of them, and they're great quality. Yeah, you know, it's just the customer service, and it's the updates. You know, people paying their hard-earned money. You know, and there's also people who are up on the list that get pushed up on that list. Where all the other guys, whoever it is, you know, and I can't say from my own experience because I never ordered a belt from Classic Shields, or would I ever order a belt directly from Classic Shields. But I do like their quality. I just believe the customer service and the updates. And this is just going for all the makers, you know what I mean? I personally started deleting makers from my personal page, and went back to the shop. Will I go back to makers again? If I can find the right one that's not going to lie to me and be honest, because I've been burnt 2 times already, almost 3 times, I should say. And I've kind of shied away from that and stuck with the shop belts right now, or buy off of friends or trade off of friends. Like I said, Mark is working on his internet. He's having issues. So, you know, that's basically what my take on it is if you want to build a good um, customer list, and these guys are going to spend the money they spend on these quality belts, you got to step up the customer service game. You have to dedicate at least one person to the updates, keep a list of who ordered their belt, when their belt is due, what process their belts are in, and just give an honest answer. People like honesty is the best policy. And instead of giving them an excuse or something, just tell them how it is. You got behind. Everybody understands that. You know what I mean?
Okay. Am I back?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry. I'm having internet issues with this laptop. We still got storms here. We got tornadoes within 10 miles. We have a hail and high winds. And sorry, it's just anyway. I'm gonna switch to the phone here. Okay. Um, so anyway, I didn't want Tomas to take all the heat for his situation, and there are people out there that are just slamming him over that deal when he didn't do anything wrong. He didn't do anything wrong at all. All he did, he got that belt at a discount. It was not incumbent upon him to tell anybody he got a discount. It's none of anybody's business. I mean, some people include what they paid for in their reviews. Some don't. I don't, because it's irrelevant. It has no. I mean, now if there's issues with the belt, I can understand that. Major issues. Now, and I'm kind of talking over myself here. When he did the review, at that point in time, there were no issues that he noticed with the belt to somebody. I think he posted it for sale, and he would have to clarify this for me. But if I remember correctly, it was when he posted it for sale. Somebody asked about the scratches, and so somebody suggested he bring that up to Classic Shields, and they said we didn't scratch it. That happened during shipment, much like my paint happened during shipment. And he said they said that's why we discounted the belt, because it may have scratches. Again, these are in the screenshots. So anyway, their biggest issue with him, one, oh, I know what it was before I lost the signal. Somebody commented on his review in the comments. This is what they took issue with, was that somebody commented that, boy, those plates are really shiny. And he said something to the effect of, yes, they are. It must be clear coat or something. I don't know. they're calling him out for being a liar for misrepresenting the fact that the plates had clear coat when they didn't. He didn't say they had clear coat. He said they may have clear coat or they might have clear coat or something. He didn't know. So they're calling him a liar for that, which it was just speculation, incorrect speculation. And they told me, they said that's an absolute lie. I said, well, I thought that clear coat wasn't the industry standard, and they laughed at me. I guess I learned something today. I guess not all, and I thought they said the inferior plating will have clear coat on it by when they're made by inferior workers. Well, I didn't know that. I thought that was the industry standard because I thought that protected the plating. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. So anyway, in our lengthy conversation this morning, which I had no time for because I was at work, but he wanted to keep it going. He kept saying we were done, but then he kept going. I said, now I want you to take down the post that you made accusing Tamaj of being a scammer. And I said, if you'll do that, I will take down my post with all the screenshots, and this will go away, plain and simple. Because I don't want to keep this going, and I know they don't want to keep it going. And so he was kind of agreeable to that. He said, well, what about his post? I said, well, I'll take his post down too. I said, he posted because I told him to. He posted his experience because I told him to. So after some back and forth, they finally said, well, he needs to make it right. No, let me back up. They said we need to set up posts on both our pages, both our groups, saying that we've settled this. I said that's fair. That sounds fair to me, which I believe it was. But then they said, well, what about him? He needs to make it right with us too. And I said he didn't do anything. Yes, he did. He trashed us. He didn't trash you. He gave a review that was fair and honest and positive. He didn't really say anything negative in the review.
And if I remember correctly, on his sales post, he even corrected that as well.
That's right. He said, I don't know what it was he posted in the sales post, but they corrected him on it. He did make an update in his post. He did correct that. So he tried to do his best to be forthcoming with the information. So long story short, they decided if he's not going to make it right by saying that he lied about this and that, then they're not going to take the post down. So I said, okay, well, if that's the way you want to do it, that's fine. And they also told me that they were going to make a post about me. They're going to post against me. So we're going to make a post against you. And good luck. I said, okay. So here I am telling you pretty much everything they've said. The screenshots don't lie. I posted every single screenshot from day one when I made placed the order up to the time I received the replacement side plates. Tamaj, I showed the screenshots on his situation on the show last week, where he asked about the Big Eagle. They priced it to him, said it's normally $1,600. We'll discount it $900. He didn't ask if there was anything wrong with the belt. They didn't say there was anything wrong with the belt. Not until he posted that review. That's when that came out that, oh well, he should have told everybody he paid half price for that. He shouldn't have told everybody he paid. He never told anybody he paid full price for it. He didn't even say how much he paid for it. He just said for the money he paid for, he expected it to be a better quality belt.
Let's hear about that highlighted area in the PM, the highlighted area that was in red.
Remind me, because I got my phone going here. So
25. What was it? 25 months.
Yeah. Okay, this goes back to.
Now this is how you talk to a customer that's paid good money for a belt.
You have three people that I know of at Classic Shields. You have Muhammad Ali Irfan, you have Muhammad Kaleem Irfan, and you have Muhammad Ismail. Now, Muhammad Ismail is the yappy dog of the three, and he cannot help himself to shoot himself in the foot when he posts and makes comments. So when they found out that I was unhappy with the fact I had to supposedly there was old artwork on it. I guess it was older artwork, and I think they had the belt for like 3 or 4 years, if I remember right. I could be wrong on that. And I believe the belt might have had some cracks in the leather. I don't know. He did a comparison video with somebody else's Big Eagle, which they didn't appreciate either. But there's nothing wrong with that. That's what keeps makers honest. And I think Kevin's going to try to join us here in a few minutes. I caught him off guard. I wasn't going to do this, but once the storm cleared up, I thought, well, I'll chance it. So anyway, Muhammad Ismail, when I posted that I was having to repaint the plates. That's all I said is I'm having to repaint these plates. I didn't say anything bad. I didn't say, everybody knew what I was talking about. They knew I was talking about my Classic Shields plates. I just said I'm having to repaint these plates, something like that. They probably have the screenshot of that. I've since deleted it. But anyway, he posted. He said, "You send me," or he messaged me. He said, "Send those plates back." And this is also in the group. I also posted these screenshots in the group. He said, "You send those plates back to us. We'll give you a full refund. We don't want your business." And I said something about, I'm keeping these plates. I waited 25 months for these plates. I wanted these plates. They're beautiful plates. I never did dispute the fact they don't do good work. They do. This belt is absolutely beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Didn't dispute any of that. I said I wanted those plates. Well, you're not happy with them. Never said I wasn't happy with them. I was unhappy with the fact I had to fix their paint issue. That was what I was unhappy with. So he said, we don't care that you had to wait 25 months or more. He said, I don't care if you had to wait 25 months or more. Now, if you think I'm lying about that, the screenshots are in the group. Every single screenshot from Muhammad Ismail and from Muhammad Ali Irfan are in that.
And then none of those screenshots have been doctored or fixed because I've seen them since day one.
Yeah, I've shown them to Richard. I've shown them to Ben. I've shown them to Andy as this process went along. They never changed. They never changed. This is 25 months from a 10-month quoted time frame. So here's the issue. This is the issue that Classic Shields has. And I tried to tell Khalil Irfan this morning. I said, I'm not out to hurt you guys, and I'm not. The issue is that when you run a business, you're going to get good reviews, you're going to get bad reviews. In this case with Tamaj, they didn't even get a bad review. They were unhappy with what he said in his review, the comment in the video about the clear coat, which was not a lie. He didn't say they use clear coat. He said it might be some kind of clear coat or something. That's what he said. That doesn't make it the truth. It doesn't make it.
Yeah, he didn't.
It doesn't make it fact.
Oh yeah, for sure. I know it's a clear coat.
It's an opinion. He guessed. I would have made the same guess. I think most anybody else in the hobby would have made the same guess because I've always heard about clear coat on the plates. They always say never ever use chemicals, wax, or polish or anything like that because you'll take off the clear coat on the plates. Now, how am I supposed to know that Classic Shields does not use clear coat?
Yeah, we said this many times on the show. Just
yes.
because we're belt collectors doesn't mean we know everything about belts because we don't.
Yeah,
we're learning every day too.
Yeah. So Classic Shields is out there posting this about me. They're posting some stuff about Tamaj, which Tamaj is a big boy. He can handle himself. But I just felt like somebody needed to be, standing next to him in his little issue with him. But they're posting this in their group that we're trying to hurt their business, that we hate them, which none of that's true. We're not trying. I was trying to help them. I told him this morning. I said, look, all you got to do. I said, your work is great, but what you need to do is you need to streamline your processes. You need to quit these 24, 25-month wait times. Get your stuff together. Respond to your customers in a timely fashion. Give updates as they're asked for. And what else? Accept the bad reviews. You're not going to make everybody happy. And we're doing that. We're doing it. Well, no, because I'm still seeing people on Classic Shields before they booted me. Posting in the Classic Shields group, hey, Irfan, check your messages. I had to do that 2 or 3 times in this 25-month process. Hey, you're not checking your messages. I need you to check your messages before he would even respond. So this is not a hate Classic Shields thing. This is a guys get your stuff together.
I'm not worried about getting booted because I left myself from all their groups.
I got to move.
Left a bunch of makers groups and pages as well.
Yeah, I got to get on my knees here. My legs hurting me. This is not a hate Classic Shields thing. This like I said, they do great work, but I'll tell you something. As good a work as they're doing, there are other makers out there that are catching up with them.
Oh yeah.
As far as quality, now they're not there yet, but they're not far behind. But their customer service
they're on that border. They're on that border.
But their customer service is a whole lot better. Let's go with C4. Let's talk about C4. C4 does, without a doubt, the best crumb rind out there. The absolute best crumb rind. Now, is it pricey? It's very pricey. But I'll tell you what, they get that out within 4 to 6 months?
I'm pretty sure.
I think it's 4 to 6 months for a crumb rind. and it's handcrafted. It's not machined. It's handcrafted. You pay a lot more for it, but you get a lot better customer service. You
They
get
give you updates.
they give you updates, and you get a better belt.
They
So
give updates from start to the middle
yeah,
of it to when
yeah,
they ship it.
yeah. So anyway, Classic Shields put their post out there against me and against Tomaj, and you got their little fanboys out there, and some people I know, some people I've done leather for. They're sitting there liking that post. Some people call me a grumpy old man, uh, telling us that we hate Classic Shields. We don't hate Classic Shields. If I hated Classic Shields, I would never ordered this belt. Absolutely wouldn't have ordered this belt. I had a bad experience with them.
I wouldn't own them neither.
Yeah, I had a bad experience with Classic Shields. It doesn't mean I hate them. I had a bad experience. I won't go back to them. Not that they would let me anyway, but I wouldn't go back to them after the experience I did. But I think it's fair that people need to know that if you're going to order from Classic Shields, this is what you can expect. And if you say something even remotely innocent that can be taken the wrong way, they're going to trash you because they don't want any negative, not one single letter of negativity out there about them, which is unrealistic.
Is, if you're in a business and you
Mhm.
can't take the bad with the good, then you don't
shouldn't be
belong
business.
being in business.
Absolutely, absolutely. He said that they don't have somebody that can handle all the customer complaints or feedback or updates or anything like that because they have 4 or 5 guys or 5 or 6 guys in their shop. They're all doing the work, so we need to employ somebody because it's hurting you. It's hurting you. And I'm going to tell you this: as many people as are supporting them in this little deal, which is not a war. I'm not at war
No,
against
it's
them.
no war at all.
I posted my experience, which is the experience I had. You can't change that. No amount of criticism is going to change the experience I had. I had a bad experience with Classic Shields. I'm going to look at the wrong camera. Uh, I got a great product, but I waited a very, very long time. And for those guys who are going to sit there and say it's worth the wait, go kiss my ass. Just kiss my ass. Yeah, I said it. Uh, um, there is nothing worth a 25-month wait for leather and zinc. I'll catch up with these. Yeah, I'm waiting on the order from them too, by the way, Tyler. This is okay. Antonio hit it right on those. The unmerited pride. Classic Shields, their biggest problem are the people who are their regular loyal customers who get their products for whatever reason much faster than anybody else. Uh, I call them fanboys because they, in their eyes, Classic Shields can do no wrong. Now, I'm not saying that Classic Shields, making mistakes is a bad thing. Everybody makes mistakes. I make mistakes. I've made mistakes in leather. I made mistakes on Richard's belt, the last one he got. What I did? I started over. And he didn't have to call it to my attention. I brought it to his attention, didn't I, Richard?
Yep.
It wasn't anything. It wasn't anything I did. It was just the way the leather was in one spot. But I started over. I didn't sit there and tell him, well, it happened during shipping. Yeah, that's something else. He tried to bribe Tomaj with $50, saying, you need to take your or redo your review and say good things about us. He did say good things about you. That was stupid. Yeah, they do that too.
I was gonna say that, Jesse.
Yeah, they need to hire somebody. I don't care if it's a woman or a man.
Can do that job.
They need somebody that can handle handle the emails or the messages and say, hey, we got this update request. What's going on with it? Just your one-stop shop person, I guess. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I forgot about that. Thank you. But as many people are sitting there trashing my name, which is perfectly fine. They're trashing Tomaj's name. I'll let him speak on that on his own. For as many people that are doing that, I have a lot more people speaking in support of me. This is not a war. All I did was share my experience with Classic Shields, and I didn't intend to. Everybody knew what happened. I didn't intend to make those screenshots public, and I told them I wouldn't do that until the Tomaj Williams situation came up. And when I saw his situation, it reminded me of exactly what I went through when I said I had to repaint these plates. That's all I said was I have to repaint these plates. And they just, they'll sit there and ignore you in their inbox until you say something against them, and then they're all over you for a week. They're like fleas on a dog then. And yeah, we are.
What are you guys gonna do when your loyalists go against you?
Well,
and
the funny part about that is
wrong.
The
What
loyalists,
are you going to do when they come forward?
the loyalists are ignoring the facts. They're ignoring the facts. I put the facts out there. Screenshots don't lie. Screenshots do not lie. And they can sit there and excuse that all they want to until it happens to them. And it will. It will eventually. They're gonna do it to the wrong guy.
What happens if the next guy comes up and does something for them, or greases their palm, and that other guy that was in that spot falls down, and he comes forward? What are they going to do about that?
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Kevin's going to join us here a little bit. He just commented in the chat. He said Tamaj commented about the scratch on a sales post, and that's what they're mad at. But he never mentioned the scratch on his review, which that's true. And they claim that's why it had a $900 price tag, because of the issue with it when his original screenshots do not show that the belt had anything wrong with it. They just said they were running a discount on Big Eagles. That's true. They didn't tell him it was a scratch. CS and their lies have created this mess, and the fact that they can't produce a product in a timely manner or handle criticism, all these posts and all this back and forth, and yet there's people sitting in their inbox asking about their order that has gone unanswered. That's absolutely true.
Oh, yeah.
I'm reading something here.
I could just imagine their messages in their box.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, if that's it, if they're reading them. So I'm reading some of the comments that I've been sent screenshots of. There's a guy by the name of Justin Adkins. Says it's a shame we still deal with this kind of stuff in the hobby. Talk about me. I can't speak for them and hope all gets resolved, but for myself, I appreciate all the work you guys have done for me over the years and hope to do business in the future. But that's not a bad one. Stephen Lin Chen. Now we realize these guys are defaming and trying to damage CS reputation because they're haters. No, we're not haters.
Nope.
And then this Justin McEachern calls Tamaj a scammer and puts up 3 middle fingers emojis. And he also takes one at me. He says, that grumpy old man Mark needs some serious medication. So it's funny. It's funny, but it's sad at the same time.
I will never say this on our show, but opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one.
Yeah. Here's another guy. I'm not going to mention his name because I can't pronounce that last name. His name's Robert. He's talking to Muhammad Ali Irfan. He said, haters will hate, and jealousy really is an ugly thing with people like this. Sorry you've had to go through this mess. He didn't have to wait 25 months for a belt. Sorry you've had to go through this mess. Rest assured that people with a brain and common sense will see what's going on here. You would think so. And through the false narrative they're trying to push, I guess by posting these screenshots, it will never take away from the excellent work that you all do, not to mention your continued effort in putting the customers first, which is all I can't read this without laughing. Without putting the customers first, which is always appreciated. Forget these individuals and continue with business as usual. Okay.
And these are probably the guys that get their belts first.
This is where the problem comes in. You got guys like this that are sitting there propping them up.
Yep. Why? Because they want to put themselves up on a pedestal so they'll get their belts first. But until the day somebody comes along and they get screwed over, then you're going to hear about it. We're not here to bash Classic Shields. We're here to bash their customer service.
Yeah. Sorry, Rich. I have to do this real quick. No! Nor.
What's up, Nor?
Thanks for that, Nor. So again, I want to be upfront. I don't hate Classic Shields. I absolutely don't hate it. I hate the experience I went through with them. Again, I got a great product in the end. I did. This is on my leather. Their plates turned out beautiful. I did have to have them send me a second set of plates because there was a paint issue, which was not caused by shipping. That those plates did not sit for weeks at the Dubai airport and stick to the plastic. When they shipped them to me, they gave me the tracking number. I had the plates within 7 to 10 days. So that did not happen. That's a lie. That's an absolute lie. They need to learn what a lie is. Their opinion is that someone giving an opinion that they disagree with is a lie. Tamaj speculating that they might be using a clear coat or something else on their plates to make them shiny was speculation only. It was an opinion. It was not fact.
Yeah,
that is not a lie.
Sure.
That's not a lie.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some people that have orders. I've spoken with a couple of them, One of them told me that he was talking to Classic Shields, and I don't remember how it got brought up, but they said that they forgot an order for a Dome Globe for me and had to go back and start that order. This was almost a year after I placed the order. And they want me to divulge the name. I'm not going to divulge the name because this person's still waiting for their belt. And I'm not going to jeopardize that. And he knows I told him that. Yeah, and that's what, and it's not an issue of hate. I tried to help them this morning by telling him, look, this is what your issues are. Let me see if I can find that before it went downhill.
Customer service and updates. I mean, come on, guys. It's not your quality of your belts.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Part of their post about about Tamaj is he contacted Kaleem and inquired about any in stock belts. Kaleem sent him pictures of a Big Eagle belt priced at $980, discounted from the original price of $1,600 for a flawless belt. After 10 days, Tamaj asked if we could reduce the price to $900, which Kaleem honored, and the belt was shipped. And I can't read the rest because they marked through with a red marker. No scratches were present before shipping. Upon receiving the belt, Tamaj began criticizing CS in posts and comments without informing us. No, he did a review of your belt. And by the way, that review was I would have, if I were you guys, I'd be happy with it. There was nothing in that review that was negative other than the one comment he made about for the money he paid, he expected a better belt. He did say that. He didn't say I paid $1,600 for the belt. I didn't pay $900 for the belt. He did a review on the belt itself, which most people do. Some people include the price, some people don't. But Classic Shields insists that is part of the review process. He needs to include that in the review. No, he doesn't.
And he was also doing a comparison video.
Yeah, he also did a comparison video. Yeah. And I don't think they like that either. But I'm not going to address that because I don't know all the details on that one.
Yeah.
But they called him a liar because he speculated about whether or not they use clear coat. He didn't say they use clear coat. He said it might be some kind of clear coat. And I'm paraphrasing. It might be some kind of clear coat. And with that, I tried to tell that to Kaleem. He said, well, I could just post that you and Tamaj might be scammers. I said, well, go ahead. Go ahead, which is ridiculous. But they're unhappy with the fact that the truth is out there. And anybody, to use these other critics' own comments against them, anybody with common sense can read those screenshots and say, you're right. You got screwed around. How many viewers we got? 20. Okay. I'm not trying to trash. I don't want to hurt them. They're in business to make money. I don't hold that against them, but they've got to fix some things. That's all I'm saying. They just got to fix some things. And most people agree with me that these are things they need to fix. They got to speed up the processes. Don't make somebody wait, a year or two to get their order. Don't make somebody sit there and wait for weeks on end wondering about an update. Don't give people the same update 3 or 4 months in a row. Oh, it's in polishing. My plates are in polishing for 4 to 6 months. And I guess they got a mirror finish on them by now. I don't know. But let me see what I told him. I'm gonna quote this exactly the way I wrote it. I don't want to get this wrong because I don't want them to accuse me of lying. Let me find it.
Kevin pops on with you. I'll hop off because I'm gonna.
Is he okay?
I don't know if he's coming on or
not. No, he's not in. He's not in. No, he's not in.
Okay.
I couldn't see the screen. Hang on a second. I'm trying to find this chat. It was a lengthy chat.
I mean, this goes for all belt makers.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to take criticism. You got to take good reviews.
You can't have it all good.
You got to take bad reviews.
Yeah.
It's all the makers across the line.
Yeah.
What's up, Kirk?
Kirk Hall. He's not our first commenter for the night. We are still going to do Spanning the Globe on Thursday night. So, and you know what's funny is Classic Shields post that was accusing Tamaj of scamming. That never should have been brought up because they could have handled this privately. They may not have agreed, but there's no reason for that to go out. But they're saying that he caused the issue. He trashed them. He didn't trash them. I defy them to anybody that's sitting there defending Classic Shields, find a post or a comment that says he trashed them. Here we go. Okay, I said He said, I said, I'm not trying to hurt you guys. I just want you to be aware that despite what you think and what your regular loyal customers keep telling you, you have issues in your business process that you have to fix. And that's true. And you can tell me that you fixed them, but I still see posts of people who have waited as long as I did for my plates and people posting in your group asking for updates. So you need to sit down with your partners and come up with some solid strategies to fix them. Make sense? Okay. So here's what he said. He said, we are already working on this. The wait times we have now reduced to 6 to 8 months or less for normal belts like Winged Eagle, Big Eagle. I don't believe that, but I'm not going to dispute it because I don't know the facts. But belts like Crumrine, Dome Globe, or IWGPs took much more time. And I said, I get that, but you need to respond to requests for updates in a more timely manner, live up to your quoted timeframes as much as possible, and accept negative comments because it's just a fact of life. I'm just adding that there. And they said, we are trying our best to give updates on time, but sometimes updates got delayed because we have to do a lot of tasks other than just to reply to customers. We work in workshops by self. We do make arts by self. And I said, okay, we're making some progress here. And I said, you need someone designated to respond to customers. And then I said, now about the post about Tamaj, I want it taken down. If you will do that, I will take down my posts. And we were kind of getting there until the very last minute. He decided Tamaj needed to give something. I said, I can't speak for Tamaj. So we don't have a deal. So we left it at that. So the post stays up with the screenshots. If any of you have not seen that post, you can go to Wide World of Belts. I posted it this morning or last night. I posted it last night, I believe it was. It is chronological in order from the date I inquired about those Dome Globe plates to the date I received the replacement plates. It's all there. There's 3 separate posts because I had more screenshots than what it would allow in each comment or in a post. I think there's a total of 80, a maximum of 80 you can put up there. So I do a second post related to Muhammad Ali fan. Then I did a third post for my conversation with Muhammad Ismail, who needs to just not comment. He just needs to stay out of it. He makes it worse than what it really is.
He's hurting the business.
Yeah, he's hurting. Yeah, he's hurting him. He
should be the updater and the customer service person.
Yeah. Now Irfan, Kaleem Irfan, and Ali Irfan, they're not very logical either, but they kind of keep their heads a little bit better than Ismail does. He needs to he's like the little yappy dog, he's the little guy that wants to jump in on the fight, and the big guy says, "Oh, get back." He makes the situation worse. And the funny thing was, he got involved with a thing with Tamaj, and he said, "I'm gonna post screenshots." We post the same screenshots that Tamaj posted.
Exactly the same.
Yeah,
exactly.
They don't. The screenshots don't lie. They just don't lie. And anybody that is a loyal customer to Classic Shields, I applaud you. If you're happy with them, I have no issue with that. But you need to stop defending these guys, putting them up on a pedestal because they're hurting people. They're taking their money. They're sitting on their money. They're sitting on their orders and not producing. And they're not giving updates. That's not a scam. That's just, I don't know what they're doing, but they need to stop doing that. They're hurting their own business because enough people are going to come
somebody
forward.
Actually sold their belt that they were making.
I hadn't heard that.
Wait any longer?
I hadn't heard. I hadn't heard that. I know one guy who got tired of waiting after 10 months, and I think it was 10 months. He said, "I'm gonna cancel my order," and he did. He didn't get his money back. So I brought that up this morning. He said, "Well, let me research that." And to his credit, he did, and he gave the guy's money back. I think it was like $50 minus the $2.50 fee. But I got nothing to lose here. I am or was a customer of theirs. I got a very good product, had a very bad experience. That's what it boils down to, and that's not a hater. Yeah, that's not a hater.
It wasn't the quality.
Yeah, that's not a hater. A hater is somebody, no matter what they do, you're going to sit there and trash them. I didn't do that. I stood up next to Tomaj with his experience because it was a lot like mine, as far as the comments or the inbox messages and stuff. But my experience, I was sharing my experience to show that there's a pattern here. There's a pattern of behavior here. This is not hating on Classic Shields. This is pointing out their weaknesses, which are major weaknesses. You can't do business this way by trashing customers for complaining about a situation involving a transaction. You can't do that. No. You can't do that. So I would advise anybody that's in that post on Classic Shields website that is taking aim at me, taking aim at Tamaj, and defending Classic Shields for what they've done. I mean, you can't. All you're doing is making yourself look foolish. You're defending something that you can't defend. You can't defend this stuff. And this is not just. I'm sure there's more people out there with the same experience going on. I know people are still waiting on their orders after months and months and months that are not getting updates, and they're not going to want to say anything because they're afraid they're going to lose their deposits they paid down. They're going to get the product. Just like me, I was going to stick it out till the end to get this. I would have waited 5 years to get this because I wanted this Dome Globe. This is one of the best ones I've ever seen. And now tell me how that's hating on Classic Shields. That is not hating on Classic Shields. I got a great product from them. I had an issue with the product. They did fix it after some argument, but I had a bad experience. Now, what is wrong with that? It happens. Live with it.
You got to take it. It's a business.
Absolutely.
Take the good with the bad.
Absolutely. And Tamaj makes a good point here. He says scamming is telling the truth in 2024. No, Platinum's not Thursday yet, but we'll be back on Thursday. We're talking about Classic Shields.
Yeah, that's the personal thing. I think if you guys step up on your customer service, you do your updates, you let your people know. What if people paid right out for these belts, like straight out, full price for the belt?
Yeah.
And they put that money down.
Mm-hmm.
There's a person who already paid that belt in full, expected to wait 3 years for a belt. Come on now.
Now I think most people I've talked to, they put down like $50 for a deposit on this. I put down 300 thinking it might. And I expected. I'm not gonna lie. I expected this process to take a year. I did, because I had no problem with that because it was gonna take me a year to save up, and it actually took me a little bit longer than a year. But I put down $300 as a deposit. And after the experience that my friend had with not getting his $50 deposit back, there was no way I was gonna cancel my order and lose $300. Now I believe looking at it now, I think it was just an oversight. I think there's just lack of communication there. He just didn't get his refund. He's got it now, so they made good on that.
Caught his mistake and he fixed it.
They rectified it. With my side plates, they did argue with me on the fact that I commented that I was going to or I posted I had to repaint the plates. They didn't like that. I get that. I wouldn't like that either. Nobody wants their weak points or their weaknesses or flaws out there, but it wasn't that big a deal. They made it a big deal.
I mean,
in the end, they made it right. They made it right, and I will admit I'm not going to sit there and lie. I did say I would not. I would I'm done. I'm happy. We're done with it. I did go back on my word. I did post those screenshots last night only because they were starting to come at me over the thing with Tamaj. So. Take that as it will. I mean,
us as customers, if we can't have some kind of communication or say, hey, this is what's wrong with the belt, if you can't tell them so they can correct it with the next customer and then the following customer and then the following customer, you can't expect a good review every time because it's not going to happen.
It's not realistic. And there's no shame in admitting you made a mistake. There's no shame in admitting you screwed up. I'd
rather have somebody tell me in the middle of my belt, tell me, hey, like you did, I don't like the way it came out. I have to redo it. What did I say? Okay. I'd rather have a maker tell me, hey, look, I had to start your belt fresh over again. It's going to take me a little longer than expected. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Your exact words to me, Richard, were, I trust you. That's what you said to me.
Yeah, I trust your judgment.
Yes.
And I said this to makers too, not just you. I had a maker tell me they had to make the belt fresh over. And I said, you know what? I trust your judgment. And because you told me and you were straightforward with me, I like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is the thing. They've had their fanboys, and I hate to use that word because it just sounds so immature, but that's the only other way I could describe it. Prop them up and put them up on a pedestal. If they can do no wrong, it's gone to their heads. They would get a lot more respect from people if they say, hey, I'm sorry it's taken so long. This is really what happened. We either forgot your order, we lost your order, or we screwed up on something in the etching or whatever. There's no shame in admitting that. It happens. It happens with everybody. If you
And here's another thing. Like you said, we forgot your order. Don't they have some kind of computer system where they put all this in the computer and they know who ordered, when they ordered it, how much they paid down on it? I mean, there's got to be something simple as that.
Right. Right.
I mean, Classic Shields is not like a mom and pop type of business. They're cranking out all these great belts. They're big money belts, and you're telling me you're not going to keep this in a database of some kind so you can keep updating it? Because when
Yeah.
somebody makes a payment, they have to update that correctly, or do they put it in a book?
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't upset me. It cracks me up, and it kind of makes me sad that people actually believe this stuff. But us trying to help them do better by criticizing them or giving them suggestions of what they need to do, or talking publicly about the things they need to do to do better, is somehow hating on them or being jealous of them. I'm not jealous of them. I got what I wanted. I'm done.
Hey, if I hated them, I wouldn't own their belts.
Exactly.
Simple
Yeah.
as that.
Exactly. That's it. So if you're one of those guys that are commenting on their posts in their group saying Mark hates them, Tamaj hates them, they're jealous. Shut up. Just shut up. I mean, you're just making yourself look childish. Uh, just admit your maker screws up. Maybe he hasn't screwed up with you, but that doesn't mean he hasn't screwed up with some other people.
Everybody screws up.
Everybody
Nobody's
screws
perfect.
up. Yeah. Every maker has a bad day. Uh, Classic Shields probably has a few more than other makers, but it happens. And they know what they need to do. They're just too stubborn to do it, or too stubborn to
Yep.
admit that they need to do it. Uh,
Number one, honesty is the best policy. Whether you like it or not, it's
hmm
better to be honest than to lie to somebody.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you're one of those customers who are still waiting on your orders, you've been waiting for months, I'd sit there and tell you, stick it out. It's worth it in the end. I'm not going to say that because that would piss me off if somebody told me that. It did piss me off when people told me that. But you make your own decision what you want to do. Do what you feels like is next, is best for you. I'm not going to tell you to cancel your orders. I'm not going to tell you to stick it out. Um, and I'm not going to even tell people watching this that you shouldn't order from Classic Shields. I just think you need to be aware of what their business practice is. There's nothing wrong with that. If this is something you choose to get involved in, kudos to you. I'm not going to do it again. Uh, like again, it comes down to the fact I got a great product, but I had a bad experience. That's all it is. It's not jealousy. It's not hate. I got a great product. They did a really good job. I'm appreciative of what they did. I'm not appreciative of the way they treated me in the process. Uh, but I am appreciative of the product they put out. Um, it's just my last order with them. In fact, this is the only belt I wanted from them to begin with. They just reinforced that with the experience I put up with for the last 25 months. That's all it is.
Yep.
So if you're a Classic Shields loyal regular customer, you get your belts within 3 to 4 months. I applaud you. I don't know if you have 8x10 glosses of them or something, uh, compromising positions or what, but you don't need to be criticizing somebody else for saying they had a bad experience because that does happen, whether you want to admit it or not. It happens.
Yeah, everybody's
Uh,
entitled to their own
yeah.
opinion.
And if Classic Shields is watching this, quit being stubborn. Just quit being
Yeah.
stubborn.
Yeah, guys,
Quit.
it's
Quit.
not your make of your belts. It's just the customer service. You got to work on this, guys.
Yes,
And I
absolutely.
think if you did that, your future customers are gonna love it.
Yeah. I love this belt. This is my very favorite belt in my collection. Not because I had to wait 25 months for it, but it's just it lived to everything that I read about, everything I saw in the pictures. It just wasn't worth 25 months wait. That's the only thing. Uh, you can't sit there and tell me that I'm jealous and I hate on them because it took this long. I'm angry I had to wait this long. Anybody would be, but just stop with the trash talk. I'm not saying anything about Classic Shields is considered trash talk, in my opinion, anyway. I'm telling you, if you want to continue to do good business and you want to attract more customers, you need to fix some things. You need to fix your time frames. You need to fix your tracking system. You need to fix your communication system. You need to respond to your customers. You do this, you're going to stay up there in the top. But there are makers right now that are doing about as good a quality work as you're doing. They're doing a lot better customer service. They're catching up with you. You need to respond to that.
Well, even your lower makers, even the lower makers gives you updates. They give you good customer service. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it's just customer service altogether. Whether you go into a burger joint or whatever, it's customer service.
There are options. Exactly, Kirk. There are
Yeah,
options.
I mean, you could stay at the smallest hotel. If they have the best customer service, they're not going to look at everything else. They're going to look at that customer service because
Yeah.
they're comfortable with it.
Right.
And that's what it is. You know what I mean? You got to be able to take the good with the bad. Um, like Mark said, I will never trash Classic Shields, their quality of their belts. The
Right.
only thing that I will say, and I'm agreements with Mark and a lot of other people, it's just the customer service is the big issue. The customer service is the huge issue
That's the
with
biggest issue.
people like me. If we spend our hard-earned money on this product, we know we're going to get it. When do we know we're going to get it? We don't know when we're going to get it,
Yeah.
but we know we're going to get a good quality belt.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know where else to take this. I will end it with this. I don't guess Kevin's going to be able to join us, and I'm sorry I gave Kevin very short notice because he didn't know I was going to do this. He wanted to join me.
No, no worries.
But I'll leave it with this. Um, lost my train of thought.
I'll follow you when you're
Oh, I know
done.
what it was. Okay, as I told. There you go, Vinny. Exactly. Now, Vinny knows what I'm talking about. Vinny has been outspoken against makers before for the same kind of stuff. Mistreatment of customers is the best way to lose business, plain and simple. But I'm gonna leave it with this. Just as I told Kalimer fan this morning, if you're willing to take down your post that's attacking Tamaj, calling him a scammer, you take it down. I'll take down my post with all the screenshots, although they've already been out there. I'm sure some people saved them because I know somebody shared those with Classic Shields because I kicked them out of the group after this experience. Um, and I'll take down Tamaj's post. Uh, Tamaj has nothing to apologize for. He has nothing to make right. He did what he thought was right, and I don't
Yep.
think most people, other than your fanboys, they're going to disagree with what he did. He did absolutely nothing wrong. He didn't lie about anything. He may have speculated incorrectly. He made an incorrect assumption, like I would have, because I thought they used clear coat. I thought every maker used clear coat. Um, but I will take all the screenshots down if you take that post down and take down the post you put up today against me and Tomas. You take all that stuff down, I verify it. I'll take my stuff down. This will go away, plain and simple. Um,
I mean, you guys
and
think we're going to be talking about this on Thursday? No.
we might, we might.
Uh,
Uh, we won't spend 2 hours on it,
no.
but uh, it's just that simple. Quit being stubborn. Quit letting your pride get in the way of attracting customers. Fix these issues and quit attacking. This is another way to lose customers: is attack customers for complaining.
Or potential customers.
Potentially, yeah. It doesn't. Most people I've seen that have responded to all these posts about what happened with us and Classic Shields have said this is going to keep me from ordering from them.
This is your future people who
Yeah,
want to order the belts.
yeah. And none
They're
of this
not
would
going
have
to
been
want
made.
to order them because of this issues.
Yeah, and none of this would have been made public had they not gone public against Tomas saying he's a scammer. Don't do business with him. That was a stupid thing to do. An absolutely stupid thing to do. But if you can take that down, I'll take down the posts of all the screenshots that I posted yesterday. I'll take down Tamaj's post, and I mean the damage is done, but it won't sit there and linger. And this over time will be forgotten as long as if you fix your issues, this will go away. If you don't fix your issues, this will not go away. This will come up again.
But I guarantee you, your future orders will be better because of
Yeah.
this.
The ball is in their court. All they have to do is just fix some things. They got to fix some major things if they want to keep. Exactly. They think they're the big dog. They think they're the big dog. They're overpriced. Um, again, their quality is great. The two NWA tags I releathered for a customer that he got from them were beautiful, but I was releathering the one I got over here. I can't remember who made that one. They were comparable in quality. So don't let the fact you got these fanboys sitting there sticking up for you saying, "Oh, you're the greatest, you're the greatest." Don't let that go to your head because it's crap. You're great makers. You're not the best. You're great. You're in the top two or three, but you're not that great. You're not that high above everybody else. You're overpriced. But um, and I don't want to get off on a rabbit trail and make it sound like sour grapes or anything like that. But it's just their arrogance is killing them. This is all it is, arrogance. So you fix those issues, and things will be fine. But if you don't fix those issues, this will continue to come up. People are going to criticize you. Now they'll criticize you even if you do fix these things. That happens. It's part of the process. This is what makes you a better maker, is to respond to criticism. If you sit there and say, "Well, you did this, you're a scammer because you said this bad about us," that's not going to fix anything. People don't complain about stuff that's not wrong.
Hobby I can't stand anymore.
Yeah. People don't complain about things that aren't wrong. But that's all I've got.
One last thing. I will never disagree with what I said on the show here tonight. Like I said, I just want it made it crystal clear out there. This is more of a customer service issue than it is of their quality.
Right.
And you find many makers do this, and then many makers correct themselves because they want future buyers. And the market is slowing down because I can tell you there's many makers that have been in my inbox wanting me to buy belts. So I know it's hurting. And it's stuff like this that's hurting your business.
Yeah.
You got to make your customer service better, guys. There's got to be a computer program you can have. Don't put it in a binder anymore. Put it on the computer so you can see who's updating their prices, who's paying off their belts, what they paid. And things will go away, and you can see your business even flourish even more.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's people like us that buy your belts and want to keep coming back because why? One thing is the customer service, the quality of your belts, your updates. It's customer service. That's the most important thing in your business, is your customer service.
That's the bottom line, and your bottom line.
And your bottom line. And if you can't take the good with the bad, then you're only in the business to make money. That's it. You're not here to please your customers.
Right.
So that's my final word.
I'll leave it at that then. Thank you for joining us tonight. Join us again Thursday night for Spanning the Globe. We'll probably touch on this a little bit that night. We won't talk about it the entire time like we did last week, but just use your common sense. If you hear somebody out there, and I want to end this by thanking a bunch of people. I had a lot of people in my inbox sharing the fact that those screenshots were put out there, or those posts were put out there against me. I knew it was coming. They told me they were going to do it, so it wasn't a surprise. But I do appreciate the support. I'm fine. I got tough skin. I just didn't. I'm only on here to try to dissuade any misconceptions about what happened. The screenshots, again, like I said, they speak for themselves. I stand behind them. I stand behind everything I said. I've never once attacked Classic Shields. I just told them, even publicly, you've got some things to fix. And if you want to sit there and attack me for making those suggestions, then I feel sorry for you. So with that, I'm winning this tonight. I want to thank everybody for joining us. Again, join us Thursday night for Spanning the Globe. We'll have the full crew, maybe even Kevin. So on behalf of Richard, I want to thank you for joining us. We will see you again Thursday night. Have a good night, everybody.
Have a good night, everybody.